Well, hello again to all the boys and girls out there in YouTube land watching. John and Ellie back at you today with another beer review. What I'm looking at is the Samuel Adams Cherry Wheat. This product was introduced in 1995. It is 5.3% alcohol and 23 IBUs. It is a wheat ale brewed with real cherries and natural flavors added, crisp and slightly sweet. So I'm pretty excited about this. I've never had it. Been watching some reviews of it. The latest one that I saw was from Jerry Fort, the beer review guy, and he really liked it. I left him a comment, and he, kind of telling him that I was disappointed with a lot of the Samuel Adams summer seasonal beers that I've been trying lately, and he told me that this one was really good and that I'd probably really enjoy it. So if you haven't already, go check out Jerry Fort. He has a great channel. He reviews beer, food, other drinks, all kinds of stuff. So great content on his channel. So go check him out. Let's go ahead and give this a pour and see what we're dealing with here. This beer is best by January 2019, so well within the freshness date. I like how Samuel Adams uses the little notch system on the side of the label with the best by month. I really like that. I wish more breweries would utilize either a born on date or a best by date. These lot codes are pretty frustrating to try to interpret sometimes. I mean, I've gotten to the point where I can interpret some of the lot codes, but your average consumer is not going to be able to do that. And I think it's really unacceptable for the most part because you end up buying a lot of beers that may be out of date and you don't realize it at the time. But anyway, enough of that. Gave it a pour. It's a nice, hazy, golden to almost light orange color. You've got some nice bubbles going up the glass, although not too many. So light on the carbonation, at least in the appearance. Got a nice one finger um, eggshell white, creamy looking head on there. So it looks pretty good. It is a wheat beer, so you can expect to get some haziness with that style. Not seeing anything floating around in here though, so no sediment. All right, on the aroma. Wow. Maraschino cherries. That's what I'm getting right off the bat. Very maraschino cherry-like on the aroma. Nice and sweet. Cherries, little barley malt in the background, but the cherries are definitely the first thing that you pick up on with this one in the aroma. It smells pretty good, and this is probably one that's going to be good on a hot day. You know, it's the light fruit notes that you get with it. Wheat beers are typically good summer beers, although this one is available year-round. This is not like some of the ones that I reviewed that I got in the summer variety pack. This one, to my knowledge, is a year-round product. So anyway, smells really good. Let's go ahead and get into it. Cheers, guys. Mm. Okay, you're getting the nice cherry flavor right up front. Still kind of reminds me of like a maraschino cherry, and those are very sweet. You get a lot of, like corn syrup, sugar added to those cherries. Um, that's what I'm getting though. You're getting the maraschino cherry flavor. It isn't too sweet. The beer overall is not too sweet though. The cherries lead into a nice wheat breadiness in the middle of the sip that you get with good wheat beers. There's a nice bready component to this one. There is a little bit of a hop bite on the back end as well to kind of balance it out because it is sweet initially with that cherry flavor. But like I said, it's not overly sweet throughout the taste. It balances out nicely, and the hop bite at the back end is really enjoyable. Makes for a very nice, balanced wheat beer. It's good. It's really good. If you gave this to me, and I was doing just like a blind taste test and just rating the product, I would not guess that this was a Samuel Adams beer. I've said in some of my other Sam Adams reviews that you get a very distinct hop aroma and presence on the finish with a lot of the Samuel Adams beers. This one is not so distinctive. It doesn't necessarily have that distinctive Sam Adams hop bite at the back end. It does have a nice little hop bite at the back end to balance it out, but it's not something that reminds me of a Samuel Adams beer. This one is very good, guys. I'm really enjoying it. It's light, refreshing, not too sweet. 5.3% alcohol. You could session these beers pretty easily if you wanted to, and the 23 IBUs are coming into play on the back end in the finish with this one, which is really enjoyable. It's a nice, well-balanced wheat beer. I'm not a huge cherry guy, um, but nonetheless, this one is done very well. I think it's a winner. Doesn't quite fall into that excellent range for me, although if you argued that it was an excellent beer, I probably, you know, I would agree with you, if you made a good point. If you like maraschino cherries, you could definitely argue that this is a solid A beer. So, yeah, one more sip rating, and then I'll close it out here. Very easy drinking, as you can see. There's some nice lacing on the glass. This one is definitely a winner. I'm going to go with an 88 out of 100. It's a B plus product, getting close to an A, but it just doesn't quite do it for me. I've had a lot of wheat beers that have a little bit more wheat breadiness in the middle of the sip, and I would prefer a standard wheat beer, or a Hefeweizen type wheat beer over this, just because I don't necessarily like the maraschino cherry thing. I mean, it is good, and it's definitely spot on in the flavor, with consistent with the maraschino cherry, but it's not really something that I would gravitate towards and drink too much of. But it's definitely a winner. So 88 out of 100. If you like maraschino cherries and you like wheat beers, then this is going to be right up your alley. I highly recommend it. Definitely a good beer from Samuel Adams. So that'll do it, guys, for this beer review. Hope you're all having a great day. And until next time, cheers.